What is going on, guys? How y'all doing on this Thursday evening? This is the Club with the Man 1993, and we are here live for my live review of this past week's episode of AEW Dynamite and a brief preview. We will talk briefly, mixed into the review. My thoughts on the matches for this coming Sunday's pay-per-view, AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door. I'm not going to do a separate, preview predictions like I would for most of my streams. Not saying that I'm not excited for Forbidden Door. I am, don't get me wrong. It's just, for a preview and predictions, it's still kind of hard for me to do preview predictions for this show because I don't really watch New Japan. Yes, I've heard of all these wrestlers like Kazuchika Okada, Will Ospreay, Jay White, Tomohiro Ishii, who apparently is injured now. We'll talk about that in a second as well. I've heard a lot of these guys. I think they're great. I mean, I've seen a lot of Will Ospreay, for the past couple weeks, especially that match he had with Dax Harwood last week, which was absolutely fantastic. I do think his match with Orange Cassidy this Sunday is going to be a show stealer for sure, and a possible match of the night contender for sure. Again, the problem is I just don't know them that well. So that's why it's hard for me to predict a little bit, which is why I'm not going to do a separate preview and predictions, and also I just don't have, with my upcoming schedule, I just don't have the time. So I'm going to just kind of mix it in with this review right here, just basically give my brief thoughts on the matches that are happening. Seems pretty stacked for sure. The card seems pretty good. There's definitely a lot of matches I'm interested in. Like I said, it's hard for me to do predictions for this show because I don't really know these New Japan guys too well. But if you do, please gladly leave your thoughts in the comment section for sure. But overall, for the go home show, not too bad. I thought it was a pretty good go-home show. It was good. I wouldn't say it was a blown out of the water. I mean, we did see Kazuchika Okada appear. I did like the opening promo with Bryan Danielson, and I did like how they set up for the Fatal 4-Way for the IWGP World Title. I also like Christian Cage's promo as well. Everything else was fine. It was fine. It wasn't a completely must see like it was last week. Last week's show I thought was really good, especially with that ending. But also probably got again the injury bug. There's been so many injuries that have impacted this show. Well, some in WWE, like Rhea Ripley apparently was announced that she was injured this week. I guess on a match on Raw recently, what happened was, I guess, Liv Morgan did a DDT, but at the same time, Maria's knee came back and hit her right in the face or something like that, and it caused a contusion or something like that, which, ouch. In AEW, we got Bryan Danielson, who's out. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are both hurt. Red Velvet's hurt. It was just announced just before I went live recently, just a couple minutes ago, that Hiroshi Tanahashi, not Tanahashi, oh my god, if Tanahashi was hurt, that'd be the end of the world. Of course, we have CM Punk, who's out injured right now. Red Velvet's out injured. Hiroshima Ishii, whatever the heck his name is out. So he's going to be replaced by Clark Connors, thinks his name is, for the Fatal 4-Way for the All-Atlantic Championship. So yeah, so many stinking injuries, it's not even funny. So, for the injuries, not too bad of a card still on set. But again, I said, it's just hard for me to predict the matches because, again, I said, I don't know these New Japan people. I will review the show at some point this kind of week for sure. But, like I said, it's going to be hard for me to do predictions because I just don't know these people. But we'll talk about it. And, of course, the biggest thing is, I think the thing I'm most intrigued to see is who is going to be Bryan Danielson's replacement for his match with Zack Sabre Jr. on Sunday, as well as, of course, for who's going to replace him in the Blood and Guts match this coming week. So we will roll in there, but we got Tyler in the live chat. What's up, Tyler? He says he hit 50 subscribers. Nice. Congratulations, my friend. He didn't like the show, gave it a D-. Said the main event was the only good match on the show, he thought. That's fine. Like I said, I know Tyler's not the biggest AEW fan. It's totally okay. But let's roll in and talk about this show. We opened up. We were going to get with an announcement from Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, who came out with Tony Schiavone being interviewed. Danielson says he's just going to take the mic and not give it back. And he's like, hyping up this week how it's going to be a great week to be not just a fan of AEW, but a fan of professional wrestling. He hypes up Forbidden Door and Blood and Guts. He loves Milwaukee and is as excited for violence as he is. And he was expecting to be part of both those events. Chris Jericho paid Zack Sabre Jr. to challenge him to a match, and he wasn't only excited to prove that he's not the best technical wrestler, but he was excited to crush his Stretcha, and he was excited to get revenge on Jericho and his crew for Anarchy in Arena. But unfortunately, he's got good news, and he's got some bad news. The bad news is, because of what Jericho and Hager did to him, he's not going to be cleared to compete in the next week at all. But don't be concerned about his overall health. You can probably tell that his mind is 100% capacity, and he can run 2 miles without breaking a sweat. He'll be back. No worries. There's not a man in the world who can wrestle in this ring like he does, and that's not even the good news. The good news is Eddie Kingston has gone on record to say that he's a judgmental prick, and you're right. He is. Because of that, he has a really, really high standards. So, you know that when he promises us something, it's going to be amazing. He has found the one person he trusts to take his spot at Forbidden Door and Blood and Guts. The one person he knows in the entire world who would take it to Zack Sabre Jr. on a technical level and go kick Chris Jericho's head in, and we're all going to be astonished by what he does in AEW. And the crowd keeps going, who? And he's saying who as well. And I was hoping that we would have revealed it as a surprise. But then Brian reminds us that, don't you know that I just came out the bad guy tunnel, which I cracked up. I'm just like, because it's like I can't. I mean, yes, I get it. You know, AEW does not try to focus so much on face and heels. Well, not for everything, but it's so hard to tell whether you're supposed to cheer or boo him. But he says he's not going to tell us. But he's not going to tell Zack Sabre Jr. either. So tune in Sunday to find out. Then out came Zack Sabre Jr., who jaws at Bryan Danielson while commentary hypes up Forbidden Door. So, of course, who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? Who's going to fight Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door to replace Bryan Danielson? Which I still hope, once Danielson is cleared to compete, I do hope they do get to have that match with him and Sabre Jr. Only work I've seen from Zack Sabre Jr., I believe when he was in the Cruiserweight Classic back in 2016. I thought he was pretty awesome. It's tough to tell. So there's 2 names floating around that I do agree could be the secret person. The first is Johnny Gargano. You know, Quill is born. It's been since February. You know, there's been rumors he's getting ready to come back. And there's also rumors that apparently Gargano is going to be in Chicago this weekend for a signing. I could see it being Gargano, but my thing is if Bryan Danielson is still trying to pose as a bad guy, basically a heel, I don't know if I want to see Johnny. I feel like whoever comes in is going to have like a little bit of like an edge to them, like Danielson has right now. I don't think that's Gargano. I don't think Gargano should come in as a heel, with a heelish side. So that's why I probably say, I mean, I'll be glad if it's him, but because of that, I'm going to lean more towards the second rumor I'm hearing, Cesaro. even though, of course, Cesaro is going to get a massive pop, massively over, I feel like he can get away with pulling off an edge, more of an edge to him, more of like a heelish side to him if he wanted to. And again, a pairing with, in the Blackpool Combat Club, Danielson, Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Cesaro, or Claudio Castronoli, whatever his real name is, where he's going to go by for a wrestling name. Holy smokes, that still would be pretty darn awesome to see him make his AEW debut against Zack Sabre Jr. It still could be either one. I see either see Cesaro or Johnny, but I think it's going to be Cesaro. I really think it's going to be Cesaro. Which, of course, will be a great addition for sure. And definitely push him to the moon. To the moon! If anybody still watches NXT, is Cameron Grimes still saying to the moon down there? Who knows? But, yeah, so I love that opening promo. I still have the thing of, like, who? Do you guys realize I just came out the bad guy tunnel? I love that line. That, and then, of course, a couple lines was said in a true heel promo with Christian Cage later on. But a good way to open up the show. We have Jon Moxley cutting a promo in the arena saying how sometimes it's business, sometimes it's personal. Blood and guts will be personal. Blinded his best friend, but put his partner on the shelf, and next week we'll find out if Jericho British Society can survive. We'll find out just how much they're willing to suffer and what they're willing to endure. But before that, he's got the biggest match of his life, fighting Hiroshi Tanahashi, which a lot of people are saying this is a big dream match. He's fighting for the interim AEW World title. He's been transforming into a better man for 3 years, and on Sunday he'll become what he's always knew he could be when he steps in the ring with the Ace. Tonight is business, Sunday is personal. Once the bell rings, he has no respect for anyone. Which, again, that would be a good match. I think they're probably going to put the belt on Moxley, which is fine. I don't know, like, to me, like, the hype, I kind of wish, I love Moxley, don't get me wrong. It doesn't truly feel like how should I say this? I'm not going to hate Moxley being interim world champion. I'm not. I just feel like I kind of want something a little bit fresh. Which is make me wonder, could they maybe put the belt on Tanahashi? It's possible. And then have Punk face Tanahashi when he gets back. But I don't know. I still think they're going to put the belt back on Mox. And heck, Jon Moxley and CM Punk would be a killer match for sure. I don't know. I kind of just wanted maybe a little bit of a change in Moxley's character. Like whenever, like before he took a break and went to alcohol rehab, he was teasing a heel turn. And now he's at the Blackpool Combat Club, of course, and of course he's with Danielson, who seems to have more of like a heelish side to him. I keep hoping they kind of do go full blown heel with Moxley. So like he could win the title, he could go full blown heel maybe. If they do that, cool. If not, fine. But I just kind of want something a little bit different from Mox if he's going to be holding the world title again. If not, I would have rather had them put it on someone else. But then we have a 6-man tag. It's Orange Cassidy and Roppongi Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta taking on United Empire's Kyle Fletcher, Mark Dunkzilla Davis, and Will Ospreay in a very fun match. The babyfaces win, and afterwards Jeff Cobb and Great Khan come down to help their stablemate to square up with a 5-on-3 advantage, but then they even up at 5-on-5 when FTR comes out to make the save. So I believe, of course, we're getting Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay, which apparently originally it was supposed to be Will Ospreay and Andrade El Idolo, but there was some stuff with AAA and CSL or something like that it was that got his booking, messed up and whatnot, so he couldn't participate in Forbidden Door, which sucks. But Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay does sound cool to me. Like I said, I mean, I've really only seen just, Ospreay's matches in the past recent weeks, especially his match, of course, with Dax Harwood. I thought was definitely a classic. and a match of the year contender for sure. But I still think that match is gonna be a show stealer. Like, that's gonna be one of those matches. Like, I don't think people are gonna be expecting to be as good as it is. Will Ospreay probably will get the victory, of course, I believe. As far as the tag titles go, the ROH, we're having a match, a winner-take-all match, triple threat. It's going to be the FTR, the ROH World Tag Champions, versus the IWGP Tag Team Champions, United Empire, and I believe Roppongi Vice also is going to be in that match as well. Yes. Triple threat match, unfinished business with FTR, Roppongi Vice, but also getting the United Empire in there as well. And it's winners take all. I really think they need to capitalize and go all in and put all the tag belts on FTR. I'm not sure if they have. Do they still have AAA tag titles? They have ROH, IWGP. Give them the AEW World Tag titles back as well. They could probably have like a trilogy, like a third match, because they faced the Young Bucks twice since coming in. They lost to the Young Bucks at Full Gear in 2020. They had an excellent main event match on live TV with them a couple months ago. So why not have like the rubber match at All Out, and that's where FTR wins the tag titles there, and they're basically crowned the best tag team in the world, as they've definitely been on fire this whole year. So I think that's what's going to happen there. We also get a backstage promo with Sonjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. Dutt's excited and wants to go to India to celebrate, but Lethal wants to win the ROH TV title, but Samoa Joe's been absent since Double or Nothing when he hurt his shoulder. So he can either take the shoulder or come back and vacate the title, so Lethal can take it back either way. Not quite the "Bring me Nakamura" or "Hand me my championship." I still love that bill with him and Nakamura in NXT years ago. And then we have the moment of why Christian Cage. Why did he turn on Jungle Boy last week? And again, someone did share with me like a rumored story that has to go back when Christian Cage was eliminated from the Casino Battle Royale by Jungle Boy last year at Double or Nothing. And sure enough, he did. Not quite the same story as the rumors, but he brought it up, in some way. He talks trash in the crowd, Cage, and he says he was never going to let Jungle Boy get away from eliminating him at the Casino Battle Royale last year. It's petty, but the fan reaction to him getting eliminated turned him even harder. He did a little background check on Jungle Boy and decided against his better judgment to go on social media. Wrestling social media has become a cesspit of people telling him how to do his job, and Jungle Boy cost him a lot of money by losing out on that paycheck, so he did his research and figured he'd hitch this wagon to Perry to get the paycheck. You think he came back to help out the next generation? Bullshit, he came back here to make money and that's it. You want to earn his paycheck? Try having a match that people talk about for more than a week after it happens. Jungle Boy has the talent, but he doesn't have the brains, and the one time he doesn't give him advice before the match, he loses the tag titles. Basically saying that, Jungle Boy got lucky last year, and he's trying to, get revenge on Jungle Boy, but prove that he's still better than him than he thinks he is, instead he got lucky. The gravy train ran dry, and now he has to take control and get his hands dirty, and that pisses him off. We didn't see footage of when he yelled at Jungle Boy's family last week after the show went off the air, and says his mom is really mad because she saw her knight in shining armor go off into the sunset. She was a little sweet on him. And this is probably the most savage line in the promo. He says, Jungle Boy might have looked to Christian Cage like a father figure, but he had a father. And his father is dead and probably ashamed of him to boot. Yow! He was firing a shot at Jungle Boy there. He tells him to enjoy retirement at 25 and stay gone. So he fired the shot there big time at Jungle Boy and his family. And then we have Luchasaurus come out. So the big question it was, because of course Luchasaurus was down and out whenever Christian had turned on Jungle Boy last week. The question was, where does Luchasaurus' loyalty lie? With his tag partner Jungle Boy or his mentor Christian Cage? So Luchasaurus comes out. He gets in the ring and starts to choke Christian Cage, who tells him they need to talk, and not in front of these losers, the crowd. And he's just begging him. And Luchasaurus was all like, about to destroy him. But then Christian says, remember what happened to Marco? Another, bam, like punch in the gut there, because Marco's stunt didn't re-sign with AEW, and he was let go of because they just, obviously they're trying to make room for people for new people and whatnot, and Marco's stunt just didn't make the cut. But man, basically that's Christian Cage saying, you'd be nothing without me. And then he tells Luchasaurus he's like a son to him. He wants to talk in private, but then whispers something in his ear before embracing him and walking off together. Ooh, boy. That really raises the question. Again, where does Luchasaurus' loyalty lie? Is he still with Jungle Boy? Or is he with Christian Cage? We'll have to find out, but I thought that was a very, very good promo there that they cut. And then we have the Young Bucks backstage with Kyle O'Reilly crowing about having the tag titles again. People are asking if they're going to be at Forbidden Door, and it's safe to say they will be there. And O'Reilly says Sting should be locked up for what he did to him. And at Forbidden Door, they've got the Bullet Club take on Sting and his cronies. Which, since O'Reilly and Fish are hurt, the match now is the 8-man tag match now is the Young Bucks and the Bullet Clubs, El Fantasmo and Hicuelo versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Los Ingobernables de Japan, Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takashi. This is gonna be kind of like that, like a car crash match, how it was with back in Revolution with the Andrade family office, and then Sting, Darby, and whoever their tag partners were in that match. A car crash of a cool down match is what this match is gonna be. I guess you'll give the baby faces the win, but not pin the Young Bucks, I would say, for that match. And then we had another pretty good match with Malachi Black and Penta Oscuro for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship Tournament first round. And as I thought, it was a very excellent match, and Malachi Black does get the victory with the Black Mass. Now, I thought at first this was going to be a tournament. It was, but it's not going to be I thought it was going to be Miro versus Pac, and then Malachi Black versus the New Japan wrestler, which, again, it was originally supposed to be Hiroshima Ishii, or his name was, but he got injured, so now it's going to be Clark Connors. But now it's a Fatal 4-Way. One of two Fatal 4s again, which I think is going to be awesome. And this is going to be another sleeper of a match. Malachi Black, Pac, Miro, and now Clark Connors, or whatever his name is. And the winner, of course, becomes the first ever AEW All-Atlantic Champion. With that being said, I know a lot of people think Pac should win it because he's been here longer. He's not won a title yet, which I'm completely for. Honestly, though, I think it's time you put some gold though on the House of Black. I think Malachi Black is going to win the All Atlantic Championship. He needs it. Well, that's only two. Also, Buddy Matthews is also injured for the House of Black, but I really think that they need to put it on Malachi Black. Again, if they put it on anyone else, I'll be fine. But if I had a choice, definitely Malachi Black. So, yeah. But yeah, after the match, Pac comes running down and immediately stares Black down. Miro cuts a promo from the Tron saying he just wants the gold, his god, his gold, and his gorgeous wife. But instead, He'll drag all the bastards and pagans with him and redeem them all. We then have a video package for Wardlow's quest for the TNT title. Adam Cole was on commentary as Hangman Adam Page defeated Silas Young. But afterwards, Adam Cole rushes to cut a promo on stage, who was about to say, "Who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby?" But then we got interrupted by the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Switchblade Jay White, who says he's given last week a lot of thought. He's responsible for making Forbidden Door as big as possible. As much as he liked to do a favor to a good friend, his opponent still can't beat Adam because he lost to Hangman twice. But Hangman knows he and Milwaukee and the world is dying to know who the Switchblade is going to wrestle Forbidden Door for his IWGP World title. It won't be Page either. And then, of course, a brawl starts to start between the three of them until we've got Kazuchika Okada who shows up. And basically the brawl turns kind of like a face and heel brawl. And sure enough, it is announced that we are going to get a fatal four-way match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, as I pretty much thought it was going to be the way it was going last week. But it is going to be the champion, Jay White, versus Adam Cole, versus Hangman Adam Page, versus Kazuchika Okada, which will be an awesome match. Which I think Jay White's gonna retain on that, but it's still gonna be a pretty darn good match. If it wasn't for the interim AEW World Title, this match should have been the main event for sure. But it's gonna be for the AEW World Title for sure. We also have a backstage promo with Jade Cargill and her baddies, but we're told that Red Velvet is hurt and looking for a new baddie. And, of course, basically say what you gotta do to become a baddie, basically, hype it up. And also, there's a promo from Chris Statlander and Athena who talk about the idea of trying out as baddies, but they're not going to back down, and it doesn't matter how many women they have to fight. Go ahead and search. They've got the babe with the power, Willow Nightingale, and Jade should cut the shit. Toni Storm then defeated Marina Shafir. Afterwards, though, Nyla Rose attacks, puts boots to Toni. Cheering Marina on as she joins in, but then Thunder Rosa comes out and saves Toni. And then, of course, Toni hands her the title, and they square up. This match for the women's title with Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm sounds awesome, right? Is it a little too soon for it, though? That's my biggest concern. Is it a little too soon for it, though? Because, I mean, I know there's been a little bit of, heat with Thunder Rosa. Apparently, yeah, I've heard she is frustrated because she hasn't gotten, that great of TV time since she won the title, which I can agree with. But it feels like a lot of fans are starting to turn on her, which she does not deserve. And Toni just got here just a few months ago. And I love Toni Storm. But I'm not sure. I mean, I don't want to see her lose her first world title opportunity. But I also am not ready to see Thunder Rosa drop the title yet. I feel like she could use maybe just a little bit of a longer reign. And she deserves a little bit of a longer reign. Yeah, she's done fine so far. But it feels like her reign needs a little more, just something else before she drops the title. And I still think Toni Storm is the one for her to drop the title too. But I fear this match may be just a little bit too soon, in my opinion. Who knows? I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. Then, of course, we have a backstage promo with Sting calling Kyle O'Reilly a liar and saying they have two friends to even their odds on Friday, Shingo Takagi and Himuro Takahashi. And Sting says they're going to keep kicking bodies down the hill until nobody's left. And then we had the main event, which was Chris Jericho and Lance Archer taking on Jon Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi. The babyfaces win. Afterwards, there was a big brawl to not only, of course, hype up Blood and Guts, but also Forbidden Door this Sunday. And while that's all going on, Moxley and Tanahashi are just in the ring staring each other down. And that's how the show ended. The only other things I didn't really address real quick here. Did that one. We're having a match with the Jericho Appreciation Society's Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara teamed up with Minoru Suzuki, taking on Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Probably just another way just to keep this feud between Eddie Kingston's crew and the Jericho Appreciation Society going. I think they'll give the Jericho Appreciation Society the win here, especially since they just brought back Sammy. But then, of course, I think Eddie Kingston's team will win Blood and Guts, which I'm not sure now how many people are going to be in Blood and Guts now. Because now it'd be weird for them to add Sammy Guevara to the group, but not even have him in Blood and Guts. So they could make it a 6-man, and of course, whoever whoever Daniels' replacement is, which I'm still leaning more towards Cesaro. If they do add Sammy Guevara, they could always still add Wheeler Yuta in there as well. But who knows? If I didn't say so, also the Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy match is going to be for the IWGP United States Championship. I talked about the women's match, the 3-way tag match. Buy-in's going to be Max Caster and the Gun Club versus Alex Coughlin, the DKC, Kevin Knight, and Yuya Uemura. I guess you give this one to New Japan, I guess. But that's all the other matches. So yeah, Forbidden Door is gonna be good. Like I said, it's just hard for me to do like bold predictions for that because, like I said before, I don't watch New Japan, so I don't know all these guys too well. But it should still be a good show. I'm excited for it. Tyler said, if you think in the live chat, yeah, I don't get again. They're doing Brock and Roman again, which only they're doing it again because there was nobody else left. They're supposed to do Randy and Roman at SummerSlam, but Randy's hurt now too. And then there's a couple other things he had to say, but that's all I gotta say, guys. I gave Dynamite a B this week. It was good. Wasn't quite as explosive as I was so hoping it would have been, but it was still good. Again, I will review Forbidden Door at some point next week. Not right away, though. But I will review that. And, of course, just keep on seeing more content on the channel. As I really got caught up with a lot of stuff that I was behind on for a bit. But should be good to go now. So, guys, what were your thoughts on Dynamite this week and also on Forbidden Door? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter as well, at DemandAirboy93. Until then, guys, I am checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. And peace out, everybody.